There's a type of question that doesn't seek truth, it seeks control. And if you've ever felt that shiver down your spine, that uneasy twist in your gut when someone asked you something that sounded innocent but felt off, then this video is for you, because liars don't just lie with words, they lie with questions. Twisted questions, loaded questions. Questions designed not to understand but to manipulate, and once you know what they are, you'll never see the world the same again. Let's dive in deep, dark, and unfiltered, because we're about to tear apart the psychological games of manipulators using the same tools the Stoics used to see through deception and stay unbreakable in a world full of shadows. One, why are you being so sensitive? This one's a classic gaslight grenade. It's not a question, it's an accusation in disguise. Here's what the liar really means: I want to cross your boundaries and I need you to feel ashamed for noticing. Remember what Seneca taught us: we suffer more in imagination than in reality. And that's exactly what this question weaponizes. Your imagination. They want you to question your own reality, to believe you're too emotional, too reactive, too weak. But here's the truth: sensitivity is not a flaw. Sensitivity is awareness. A liar's worst enemy is the person who feels too much, because that person notices the cracks before they shatter. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal, "If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake, I will gladly change for it. Is the truth I seek?" Ask yourself, is this person helping you grow, or are they just trying to make you doubt your senses? Next time someone hits you with, "Why are you so sensitive?" reply calmly, "I'm not being sensitive, I'm being observant." Are you uncomfortable with that? Watch how fast the mask slips too. You trust me, right? This one sounds innocent, but behind it a trap. Anyone who demands trust instead of earning it is already lying to you. A trustworthy person shows you the truth, a liar asks for blind faith. This question is a silent threat. It's asking you to ignore your logic, silence your instincts, and hand them the keys to your kingdom just because they said so. Think of Epictetus. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Liars ask, "You trust me, right?" to shut down your curiosity, to make you feel guilty for being cautious, because the more questions you ask, the more their lies crumble. Instead of rushing into blind trust, apply the Stoic principle of apathy, a calm detachment. Don't react. Observe. If someone drops this line on you, slow down, breathe, and say, "Trust is earned through consistency. Are you asking me to ignore my judgment?" A liar won't have an answer. They'll just change the subject or get angry. Let them. 3. Are you accusing me of something? This is the liar's deflection move. They frame your curiosity as aggression. They flip the script. You become the villain, and just like that, you're defending yourself instead of exposing them. This question is designed to flip your brain into panic mode. Suddenly you're backpedaling, explaining, apologizing for what for. Thinking the first step towards wisdom is knowing when to be silent. But silence doesn't mean surrender, it means choosing your battles with precision. This question deserves neither a yes nor a no. It deserves stillness. When someone throws, "Are you accusing me?" at you, understand what's happening there. Testing your strength. Hold eye contact. Pause for 2 to 3 seconds, then say, "Should I be?" 9 times out of 10, they'll stutter, because liars expect panic, not power. For would I ever lie to you now? This one is poison wrapped in velvet. It's not a real question, it's a performance. They want you to imagine them as incapable of deception, like they're above lying, like they're pure, noble, and shocked that you'd even consider doubting them. But think about it, why would someone ask that unless they already know you're close to discovering something? As the Stoics would say, do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about others. It hinders your understanding of what is. This question is a misdirection. It invites you to speculate instead of observe. Don't answer the question, answer with a question of your own. Next time someone looks you in the eye and says, "Would I ever lie to you?" pause, then calmly respond, "That's not the question. The question is, would I know if you did?" They won't expect that, because liars operate in fog. You just flipped on the floodlight. 5. Can't we just move on from this translation? I don't want to be held accountable. This is the liar's final card. Exhaustion, emotional fatigue. They want you to feel tired of questioning them. They want you to give up, not because you got clarity, but because you're worn down. The Stoics knew this tactic well. Marcus Aurelius wrote the next words: "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Liars want you to move on before the truth is uncovered, because if you stay just a little longer, you'll start connecting the dots, and once that happens, game over. Refuse to be rushed. Truth doesn't have a deadline. Respond with quiet certainty, "I'll move on when I understand what happened, not before." They'll hate that, because it means You're anchored in truth and they can't move you. Final warning: liars don't just lie with words, they lie with feelings. They twist your perception until you can't tell if you're the one losing your mind. They'll make you feel guilty for being smart, ashamed for asking questions, cold for being logical, unreasonable for having standards. They'll spin the narrative until you become the villain in their story just for noticing the plot holes. But understand this: you are not broken for having boundaries. You are not cruel for asking hard questions. You are not paranoid for wanting the truth. You are not too much for wanting peace that isn't built on lies. You're just awake, and most people hate the awake ones because they can't be controlled. They can't be manipulated. They see through the veil. The Stoics didn't seek comfort, they sought clarity. They trained their minds to remain sharp in a world built to dull you down because they knew a brutal truth: a man who sees clearly becomes dangerous. He doesn't chase validation, he doesn't beg for loyalty, he doesn't explain his standards, and he cannot be seduced by false flattery, fake humility, or manipulative innocence. So remember these 5 red flag questions. Each one is a chess move designed to blind you. Each one is bait wrapped in sugar. But now you know the game, now you know the tactics. Now you're the player, not the pawn, and pawns they get sacrificed, but players they win. The fire drill of truth: every time someone makes you feel off balance, run a mental drill. Is this person seeking truth or control? Am I being guilted into silence? Would Marcus or Seneca tolerate this kind of question? What happens if I don't answer? Who gets uncomfortable? Would I say this is healthy if I watched it happen to a friend? If the answer stings, trust it. If your gut knots up, don't ignore it. Your instinct isn't broken, it's under attack. Liars prey on those who doubt themselves. Stoics train themselves to never flinch. And now so can you, not by fighting with anger but with awareness, not by being aggressive but by being unshakable. And that makes you dangerous, because when you can sit calmly in front of a liar and see right through them, you've already won. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.